Hi everybody, it's Brian from Cruisin with the Colemans, and as you can see from that opening clip, we got a new truck. Woohoo! All right, so with our new truck, we now have to re-evaluate our drop on our hitch and work that out. So what we're going to show you today is how to adjust a WaySafe hitch to go from our old F-150 pickup truck to our new 250 Super Duty. Now, your truck setup may be a little bit different, your hitch may be a little bit different, but most of the steps are pretty much the same. The first thing I have to do is make sure that the trailer and the truck are in line and on level ground. I used a tape measure to measure the distance of the frame to the ground on both the front and the back, and I adjusted until I got sure I was perfectly level, which, by the way, happened to match what my bubble said, so it's good to know. Now, the first thing I have to do is make sure that the top of the distance here is going to match the distance there. So I've got to figure out what my drop is going to be. The height from the ground to the top of the coupler versus the height of the ground to the top of the ball. Now, in addition to that, for every 100 pounds of tongue weight, I want to add 1/8 of an inch to this measurement. Looks like I'm going to need to lower my ball, my hitch, which is what I expected because this truck is a little bit taller. All right, that adjustment, just by lowering it one hole, seems to make it pretty perfect. You're not going to get an exact measurement because of the spacing on the holes, but you want to find it as close as you can. No hole showing was definitely too high. One hole showing is a little bit too low, but I think it's going to work fine. Now, I want to tighten those bolts down and torque them up to the correct pressure. The next thing I've done is enter all of the truck information into the app, which you can see here. They want to know all that information from your sticker that's inside your door, and they want to know the hitch's rating, which is usually on a sticker located somewhere underneath the hitch near where you put the receiver into the shaft. And if not, you might find it on your truck's website. We have backed the truck up, lowered the trailer onto the ball to find the exact tongue weight. I've entered that number into the app and I tell it to calculate, and it wants a couple of measurements. I should only have to take these once, and then from that point forward it's going to be stored. However, I've got my spring arm in a straight line so that I can take these measurements that I need for the trailer. I've taken my 3 measurements, which are from the front of the spring arm to the center of the axle, from the front of the spring arm to the spring arm connection, and from the front of the spring arm all the way back to the center line between my 2 axles. If you have a 1-axle trailer, you're taking that measurement to the single axle. And if you have a 3-axle trailer, you're taking it to the center axle of the center tire. I put all of that in, I click save and calculate, and it's now giving me my target safe zone for where I want to adjust my distributed tongue weight to. In order to get that measurement, I'm now going to attach my spring arms, lower the trailer completely onto the hitch, and then adjust this bolt until I get to the target number. The only other thing I have to do is tighten up this clamp to lock it all into place. You'll also need to loosen that clamp anytime you're adjusting your lead screw, because that's holding the bar in place so it doesn't come untightened. Also, the whole thing is covered with this rubber dust cover. Helps keep road grime and dirt and debris out of that lead screw mechanism to keep it clean. And notice that there are 2 Zerk here so that when I do my bearings, I can put a little grease in here too, just to make sure everything keeps operating smoothly. All right, it really was that simple to get this whole thing set up. Now that I've got it set up, I don't have to redo most of these measurements. The only thing I'll have to do on a regular basis is weigh my tongue weight and maybe adjust that lead screw. So all I have to do now is finish hooking up the trailer and we're ready to hit the campground. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the links down below. We've got a link to WaySafe, where we are an affiliate. By the way, they did provide the hitch for us, but they do not control the content of our videos. And make sure you let them know that Cruisin with the Colemans sent you. take a look at all of our other RV how-to videos. We've got a whole playlist linked here, and we'd love to see you out on the road on your next adventure.